Tom Cruise reading part 2 after the cards have been pulled. I want to start at the ending because that looks like the fun card, and then we'll go back and do all the work. 2 of Keys, the treasure. Even that's work. 4-4 on the screen. Work. He's got a lot of work to do. The treasure, upright. A man looks dejected at a smashed treasure chest in a room that obviously has been robbed and plundered. Behind him, a stream of light shines from below the lid of an unbroken chest that rests on a small table, the only piece of furniture in the room that hasn't been touched. The card represents a great loss or disappointment in your life right now. Oh, yeah, that's nice. You guys should get this deck. See on the back table there's a treasure box? Sorry, my camera's garbage. Does anyone want to donate a better camera and do a video on how to use it for me? I'll trade you a reading. Anyway, on the back table there's a treasure box with light beaming out of it. It's a lot smaller than the one that's been pillaged, and the whole rest of the place has been ransacked, but that one treasure box, it's still there, untouched, shining the brightest light out of a tiny little crack, so you know when you open it it's going to be just majestic. This card represents a great loss or disappointment in your life right now. It could be the loss of a job, a relationship, or even an opportunity. But remember that this phase is temporary. It might take some time and effort to rally your forces to recover, but there's a great treasure within you that is always available. Yeah, it's always inside you. Your answers are within. That's why they took that part out of the Bible. There was like a written document by Jesus, and it was talking about how the church is within you. I read it on the internet before it got scrubbed from, I don't know if it's still out there. I'm sure someone could find it. But it's literally the gospel of Jesus. And he's saying exactly what I've always thought. Church is within you. Now, going externally to church helps you because you get to surround yourself with other people who are hurting spiritually and lift one another up, if you're doing it right. Now, if you spend all your time just being Judgy McJudgersons, you're not doing church right. You're not churching right. Right? Which is why I write about that in my book in a negative light. Because we need to heal the negative version of what church is so that we can really all enjoy the positive version of what church can be. Right? I digress. Anyway, all the goodness is inside you. You just go to church to lift each other up through it. But you're supposed to do the work yourself. Which is why I actually like Scientology in a way. You know, I don't like that they charge for their courses. I've said this since I was in high school. I went to a Scientology-based high school, so I know what I'm talking about. Now, I understand the concept of exchange, and I appreciate that, and I agree with it. However, I don't agree with keeping really valuable, helpful information at arm's length from the people who actually need it the most, because until your bottom collection of anything is healed, the top will never be at its glory. Which is why there needs to be humility at the top and reverence at the bottom. You need to revere and love and care for the people that are helping to lift you up. Right? I've learned that lesson the hard way. You don't take care of your people don't take care of you. If you don't understand your people, they won't understand you either. Oh man, that was funny. Okay, here we go. It could be all these losses, but remember that this phase is temporary. It might take some time and effort to rally your forces to recover, but there's a great treasure within you that is always available. The little chest represents the part of you that is filled with light. It isn't vulnerable, and it can never be lost or damaged. When you focus on what's wrong or what's lacking, it perpetuates your sense of emptiness and victimization. So don't let yourself get lost in your loss. Open the lid to your light and let it illuminate your way. There are other opportunities and greater wealth waiting for you to discover. Close your eyes and feel the treasure inside you. There's a golden light there that flows through your whole body and into the air around you. This is your boundless and abundant light, and it acts as a beacon to the world. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. I won't put it under I don't know what. I won't put it under anything. I'm gonna let it shine. I won't put it under a bucket. No. I'm just making shit up at this point. I'm gonna let it shine. I won't let you dim my light. Oh no. I'm gonna let it shine. I'm not gonna let myself dim myself. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Doesn't matter if your equipment is shit. Doesn't matter if you still have to read the book because you don't have it memorized. It doesn't matter if you're dyslexic or, whatever. Bad eyesight. Colorblind. Blind. Doesn't matter. Let your light shine. We have proven time and time again that even in the most adversarial of situations, a human can shine their light brighter than anyone could imagine and help others heal even in their most darkest of dark night of the soul moments. Okay? We don't need to read all this negative shit. Why? We need to focus on the light shining, and I think that's what he is trying to do. He's just trying to figure out what that little light is. What makes me special? There are so many other actors out there that are even better than I am. Way better. Because if he's not humble, then I can't help him. But if this is a humble man, then he's thinking to himself, there are many other actors that are better looking, they're younger, they're doing great, they know more than me, they're, able to keep fresh on their feet. What do I have to offer? And then you have to stop and go, wait a minute. Just because I've been pillaged of the treasure box of youth and the treasure box of, talent and speed and whatever, right? Because as we get older, things fall apart a little. You should see my stomach after having my son. Talk about a treasure box being ripped to pieces and thefted from. But you have to remember there's a little treasure box behind you shining the brightest light of all. For me, that's my son. He's going to be the brightest thing ever in my life. Why? Because I'm turning around away from the pain that I've experienced in life. And I'm going to face toward my little treasure box and love and nourish and nurture that. And let it shine even brighter than it is. Look how bright it is, and it's barely open. Right? And I think Tom Cruise needs to remember this. He has that little light that's really always been the core of who he is. He's trying to externalize it, but it's all internal. The church is within you. Your answers lie within. Organizations are places where you can work with other people, practicing your teamwork and sharpening your blades so you can shine your light brighter. Picture church and going through auditing and, going to temple and going to mosque and praying and doing all these things. These are cultivating the light, the treasure box light. I mean, think about it. It's basically like everyone is sitting around with their treasure boxes and they're all working on cleaning them up and shining them and teaching each other how to shine up and take care of and oil and rehinge and de-rust our treasure boxes so they can shine so beautiful and brightly. Now this represents the external world where we're all suffering and we all feel like something's been taken from us, whether it's a person, place, thing, idea, whatever, what have you. And we all have this little box, right? Focus on the light shining. Shine bright like a diamond. What is that, Rihanna? She's gorgeous, you know? Why am I thinking about her? Maybe he needs to have a chat with her. Because if you look at Rihanna, she loves herself. She knows she's imperfect, and she's just like, no, I'm going to love myself, and I'm going to love myself through it, and I'll get better. I'll get brighter. I'll help more people. And I'll help myself while I do it. And maybe he needs to spend a little time learning from that energy. You know, she went through some really dark times. But what brings you out is that light. And you know, I'm looking at these other decks and I'm not even reading from them. But they all kind of have a theme that's connecting them, which is this bright light. Like, look, the Elemental Oracle. It's like beautiful bright light. And then you've got the Tarot of the Divine, the Moon, bright light. And then you even got the Akashic Tarot that we're reading from. Look at her forehead. Bright light. Do you guys remember those bright lights? Ooh, we should start making those again, because I want my son to play with a bright light. That's a fun non-phone, non-iPad thing I can get him to do when he's big enough not to eat the pieces, but actually enjoy it, you know? I'd get one for my cousin. Can you buy light brights anymore? Remember? They're like those trays with the tiny little colored plastic stick things, and you put them, it's like a thing, and it has a bunch of holes, and you put the colored light sticks in patterns to create beautiful artwork for yourself. Remember those? Tom Cruise, what makes you happy? What reminds you of your childhood, the good moments? How do we turn all this reverse stuff right side up? You know, how do we get you back here? There's the bright light again. Maybe you need to reconnect with nature because you're not. It's in reverse. Look at the bright light. He's going. He's leaving through the bright light of the building, which is the open space. Taking a train. I don't know when I'll be back again. What's that song? That's an old one. Look at this, the architect. Like, you have a vision that needs to be built. But you're happy in this picture and peaceful. And the woman is resolved and strong right by your side, leading next to you. King and queen. And he's pointing like, hey guys, do this next. And they're like, yeah, sure, no problem, boss. We love you. We want to build this for you because we love you. And we want it to be nice for you. Tell us what you want us to do. We'll make it awesome because you've made our life awesome. That's alchemy right there. The architect. Look at that. Right now, you don't know how to lead like this. And that's because you're lacking that equal or slightly greater than feminine energy. Just because a woman's feminine doesn't mean she's not strong and able to lead. There's something very sexy about that too. You need to go out into nature, maybe go to national monuments or global monuments, wherever you are, very powerful places, and reflect on the loss of life, the brokenness of life, the imperfection of life, and how that is actually the most beautiful, aesthetically amazing, ARC complete experience. Even with all its imperfections, it is perfect. And that'll flip this garbage over so you don't have to be dealing with everything blowing up in your face all the time. Go to the water, man. Go out in nature. Appreciate the beauty that is this beautiful world. And all the people who are closest to the planet in terms of care. You should spend some time with them and appreciate them and thank them for keeping the world running by maintaining nature and not just going out and destroying it. Learning how to live with it. I'm getting there, guys. We're almost done. I don't know why I'm doing this again. Look, oh my god, I just shuffled and these two just popped out together. See? King of the Forces, which you could kind of look at it like King of the Forest. Go get connected with your roots, you know, your earth energy. Also get connected with your water energy. Connect with animals. Connect with space. Flow, ARC, affinity, reality, and communication to everything. Even a bug, even the bugs you hate. Even the dead leaves and the garbage. Flow at love. Why are you here? I love you. Why are you here? Do you belong here? Clean up the space around you. Right? Focus on the bright light treasure behind you and clean all this shit up. Don't worry about this stuff. Just clean it up and get it out of your space. And get to work. Enough learning right now. I think you need to take a break from learning and you need to start doing. And I think that's why the whole church thing kind of fell apart for you, because God, the universal energy, the divine light, spirit, the connection of energy of all that is, because technically we're all energy, mass, and light in different amounts, right? That's my belief. But I also see it in the science. So for me, that makes sense. Now, if we're all energy and we're all light and we're all mass, okay, then we all can technically kind of amalgamate in a way and affect energetically the outcomes of situations with our thoughts and our actions and our beliefs, right? So by changing this, we change the world around us. So once we realize we're all connected, that's a very powerful, humbling thing. So wait, when I am nice to this ant that is dying, or when I pull a bee out of the pool, like my friend Chris, when I pull a bee out of the pool, or I pull a dragonfly out of the pool, which is what I did when I babysat at her place, and we saved their lives, that is giving energy back to us as well. Or if they're on death's door and you have to end it for that ant, let's say you've got an ant and it's lost the back half of it because your dog stepped on it and it's slowly dying. So out of compassion, you put it out of its you energetically connect with that creature on a microscopic little level. And you compassionately let it go. so that it doesn't have to suffer anymore, and you take on that karma for that ant. Okay? And you allow it peace and reprieve. I'm saying you need to connect on everything at a tiny space. Even an ant that's dying with half its butt missing is still valuable, and as valuable as you yourself. Because if everything is within you, right? That means that you are everything. But that everything is also you. So technically, I look at you like you are an extension of me. So I treat you the way I want to see myself treated, right? Or I treat you the way that I see other people treating me, because I know no better. And now I'm digressing, but this is why you got to treat kids and young people and everyone around you kindly, so that you can help reprogram them so that you don't have to be treated rudely. Because chances are they're treating you rudely because they've been treated rudely and they don't know any better, right? So if you start flowing them love and kindness and allow them the opportunity to heal themselves and learn on their own, but still maintain your safety. Like, if people are not mentally prepared or capable or able to keep hands to themselves, you have every right to keep people off you. Okay? You don't need to let a rabid dog or fox or whatever bite you. You don't need to let them do that. And sometimes you gotta knock a bitch out to get them off you. Like, hey, this is a rabid dog. It's jumping on me. How do I subdue this thing? Now, there's actually a really beautiful video of this jujitsu, I think. This guy that just immersed himself after getting jumped and robbed in New York, and he became really fit, and he found a guy. He was hearing kerfluffle. He was hearing a ruckus, and he went over to investigate, and it was a woman and her infant in a stroller being harassed by a gentleman who was clearly tripping on something, saying, "That's my baby, that's not your baby, where did you get this child?" And they were clearly on a trip, and the man held him in place, didn't hit him, didn't hurt him, literally locked himself around this man, and he held it for 30 minutes because it took a half hour for the police to get there. Okay, I appreciate you guys need to make money, but can we focus on what we really need you for, which is helping people who are hurting, and not going around and okay, you say you pull people over in traffic for violations because you want to prevent the likelihood of an accident happening. But yet, you don't step into any other situation until it's already gone petong horrible because you say it's not your place to interfere. So the question is, which is it? And what do you have more time for? And where's the education? Now here, Tom Cruise, you want to help the fucking world? You want to make amends? Yes, amends. What do I have to make amends for? Because you haven't been operating out of pure ARC for everyone and everything around you. We all need to make amends, that's why. Every single person on the planet is in make amends mode, that's why we're here. You think you're done? You're not done yet. There's more work to be done. There's more work to be done. You want to make amends? Why don't you take some of this training and you go to all the police force agencies around the world, and anyone who asks you for the help, you don't offer it. You don't tell them that they have to do it. But if they want to learn, you offer to train them. For how much? What's the exchange? What can the police do for you? Well, they can keep you incredibly safe. So if every agency offers to protect you in every town, complimentary, you will train them for free. Because it's not technically for free. And your security isn't technically for free because they will have paid for it. Because you will have paid for their course. There's more than one way to get through something. Okay, this video is... I think we're done. This is over. You have work to do, and honestly, so do I. We all have work to do. So, we love you, obviously, because we want to read about you. I think you're an amazing man, and I wish you the best of luck. I hope that helped. If it didn't, sorry, maybe it'll help in the future. Maybe we'll help you heal from the past. Or maybe you'll never watch this. But if you do, I'm humbled, and I appreciate all your work over the decades. You're a beautiful, lovely man. You're very strong and you're very kind. You just need to get back to your roots. You need to let your little light shine. I don't know what else to say to you. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.